Gordon's got the ground game. It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the LA Chargers taking on the Miami Dolphins. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half, but it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
So here to lead out the offense in his first year as a Dolphin, but 15th overall, it's the bearded veteran Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the new coaching staff coming in, they finally decided to pull the plug on the Ryan Tannehill era after 7 seasons and no playoff wins. So enter Ryan Fitzpatrick, signed in free agency, fittingly on St. Patrick's Day, by the way. But last year with Tampa Bay, you remember Fitzpatrick got off to that incredible start. Over 400 yards passing in each of the first 3 games of the year, 11 total touchdown passes, and now it's his time to do it with Miami. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Fitzpatrick now, and the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Joey Bosa, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early 2nd down and long. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And the pressure gets to him again. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right? Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
Give them a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Fitzpatrick. And this is caught. It's Parker. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Devontae Parker, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Chargers' all-time passing leader, Phillip Rivers, who's been their starter since 2006, trotting onto the field. And I'll tell you what, he may be just a couple of years from 40, but he can still do it. You look back to 2018, some people were whispering MVP and Rivers in the same breath with what he did in that campaign. Especially impressive in 2 December primetime victories, one against the Steelers, one against the division rival Chiefs. And although things ended not quite how they wanted in the playoffs to New England, Phillip Rivers still feels like he has a lot left in the tank. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
On third down, Rivers gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first.
Check 90, 190.
Rivers now to throw on first down. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. A pretty good looking run there on first down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon. 23 carries, 113 yards, and a score.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now, number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that, too.
That's going to be caught. 33 yards that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll try and punch it in. Gordon, and he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
And that's a major league loss of yardage and probably loss of momentum. You're snapping the ball at the 1-yard line before you suffer that big loss.
Yeah, you think of losing any yardage from the 1 is bad. To go that far back, that's a disaster.
And I think the play calling sequence that maybe the OC had in his head, that's got to change on the fly now.
The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. Now a man who really stepped up last year. This is Matt Breida. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Matt Breida, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chargers have taken the lead.
Well, they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times, that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. And that'll set them back 5. The full start backs them up 5. 1st and 15.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right.
Room to run past midfield. Sheds off the tackle. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards. 29 officially. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Drake. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally.
Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake, his first touchdown on the year. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. A reminder coming up tonight, a tough ticket in New Orleans. The Cowboys in town to take on the Saints on Sunday Night Football. And tomorrow night, Charles and I, we go to Pittsburgh. Bengals and Steelers, two teams, well, they don't like each other very much. So that's well documented. That starts at 8:15 Eastern as we close out the month of September. On second down now, it's Gordon. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Caught left side, Williams. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. That one goes for 30 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead.
I know these wide receivers are about flash and dash and high-flying plays, but a good number of them played running back at some point in their career, and that's how they finish off a lot of their big plays, run after the catch.
And this time he finishes off the big play in the end zone. This is taken at the 3. Runs through the contact. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description.
Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Now a draw play with Drake. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14. Fitzpatrick.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against him.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. The 1st down throw for Fitzpatrick. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. To try again after the sack. Fitzpatrick. And Gresham has it left side. It's a pickup of 17 and a 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Here's Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. Past the 20. 10. And he takes it back to the house. It's a fumble recovery and a Charger touchdown. 2nd time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help, but the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. Breaks free again. Still going. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul.
I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now Fitzpatrick under pressure, and they got to him again. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Here's Fitzpatrick. Caught right side. Gresham. Still going. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done when the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. From the shotgun, it's Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. On 4th down, Matt Hawk is on to punt. Travis Benjamin deep for the Chargers. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. So we have reached halftime. Intermission with a visiting. All right, folks, eager to get back to this Week 4 matchup. We won't put up a fight. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Chargers to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. They'll start the 3rd quarter on the ground with Gordon, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34.
390.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They'll run on 1st down. Gordon. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down. And he's the guy, Mike Williams, that the Chargers took 7th overall a couple of years ago. Battled injuries as a rookie, but in full health last year, he caught 43 passes with a knack of really finding the end zone. 10 of those 43 catches went for touchdowns. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They go back to Gordon here on 1st down. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Matt Breida with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Throwing again on second down. Fitzpatrick complete to his running back, Kenyon Drake. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. CD, with that last pass, he joined a group of about 50 other men that are over 30,000 career passing yards. So, look, he's not at the top, but that's pretty good company.
Yeah, it's not the most exclusive fraternity in the NFL. That's a pretty good one, isn't it? You still have to put some numbers up in order to get in, okay? The secret knock is still there. How about him getting it done? Proud of him.
On first down, Drake. Now Drake loses the football and picked up by the Chargers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10.
All day, every day, any day.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he stopped immediately there. The safety, Rashad Jones, brings him down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that, plus 3. Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. To throw on third down, Rivers. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. The Chargers were best in the NFL, 7 of 8 on fourth down last year, and they're going here. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 21 yards there, a big play on fourth down. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
And he's got his man. It's Henry for a Chargers touchdown. Hunter Henry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. This one complete to Gresham. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
To throw is Fitzpatrick. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Another try after the first down sack. Fitzpatrick. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock.
I got you.
On play action, Fitzpatrick. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. He won't go down. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Charger drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rashad Jones.